Ready to have my eyes blasted by amazement. Ooh. And it's my ears that are getting the treatment. Hold on, this is a new intro song. I'm not sure who made this song. Maybe it was Gabester or TDK, but this kind of feels like whenever you click on Halo and hear its theme song for the first time. It kind of makes you feel like you're at home. Like you're playing the game you intend to be playing. And I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to not get distracted by the music and stick to what you guys want to see. I made a community post asking you guys what you want to see in BeamNG Drive 0.39, and the most liked comment here was from Chill Racing Club, who said graphics and FPS. So that's going to be our first focus. Oh my gosh, dude, look at that art. That's the new car. Feline racers. Up. Red. And it looks different. Sky is nice and kind of great. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was not entirely impressed by the graphics. I actually thought my game was broke. But that's until I realized that I was under a giant cloud. And that cloud was blocking the sun, making the entire surroundings look dark and dull and dingy. I mean, look at the size of this thing. The cloud is covering the entire map. And by the way, BeamNG Drive never had clouds like this before. So, first impressions, this looks bad. But it also looks like you're trying to film on a rainy day. And I'm guessing it's because of the clouds. Menu's different. Maybe we can get rid of this massive amount of overcast. Make the game look better. I think the majority of you are going to be spending your time under time and weather. This is where you can adjust a lot of things with the clouds, making the coverage larger or increasing the wind speed. And this is giving players a huge toolbox to expand their imagination. Like, imagine doing storm chases or setting up the clouds in the perfect configuration for you to take photos. There's so much you can do with this. I think I'm gonna start going around the map and collecting some footage for, like, the background of the video. But BeamNG's physics are already nuts. I don't think anybody would guess that this game is over 10 years old and was built on an indie development game engine. It's nearly custom at this point. This is crazy. I had no idea what was awaiting on the next map that I was going to load into, and some of the extra weather settings that I was going to find. But at the moment, this felt like almost like a needed improvement to BeamNG. Okay, so I know that Chill Racing Club also asked about FPS. When comparing 0.39 with 0.38, I got a 25% decrease in FPS. Now, my fingers are crossed that changes by the official release, but it could be because my PC is not CPU or memory bound, as was stated by Carkiller here. If you are CPU or memory bound, you might see an increase, but elsewise, you might see a decrease, especially on ultra settings like I am here. We'll see if this changes with a new map. I think there's a lot that we can observe in this giant wasteland of cement. Like, you can tell the shadows are better, obviously the clouds. But let's try swapping over to a map that's in California called West Coast. This is like one of the #1 maps that I think most players like to go to. Ow. Okay, we were greeted with a Call of Duty flashbang, and the map looks dingy. Like, we're not... Like, the exposure is... I don't know if I like it. Hold on. Yeah, it's getting a lot more gray now. That's so weird. I think this new palette of colors is going to take many other players by surprise. The ability for BeamNG Drive to look dark and dreary and depressing. The way that the cloud coverage robs the maps of their color. But I think it's this contrast against when the landscape is bright that really gives the game sort of a dynamic to it. And in moments, it's incredibly breathtaking. We're gonna start playing with the weather here in a second, but I'm gonna be showing you some of the visuals here throughout the map. I didn't like this before, but I think it's starting to grow on me. I'm really excited to see BeamNG spaces fill up with photography and cinematics from this new update. In case you're wondering, I once again seen another FPS decrease, but I'm not going to hold that to the developers quite yet, because again, it's still in the works and my game is still more than playable, but my fingers are crossed that most players see a bump in their performance, especially on lower-end PCs.
Whoa.
As for those of us who are bottlenecked by our GPUs, I was able to dial back my settings to high rather than ultra, and the game ran just as good and also looked better than back in 0.38, so I really can't complain. Especially after I noticed this next feature, which completely blew me away. No fucking way. It's like Resident Evil. Oh, this is so... That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I think we can all agree that the fog looks like it's going to be extremely fun to drive in, but I think we can also agree that this makes the game look very unsettling. I can only imagine the amount of horror mods that are going to be coming out after this update. I swear T-Dev is going to jump out of a virtual bush, scare the shit out of me. Like, imagine if they added zombies to this game, or just zombie vehicles. I don't know. This is horrifying. Look, you can tell the sun's out there in the distance. But what if we put the sun down? Oh no, dude. It gets scarier. Damn. Like, it doesn't feel like BeamNG. I think it's funny looking back at this footage and narrating over it and seeing exactly what I was doing in the moments. I'd spent so much time flying around the map and walking and looking at things. But to my credit, I think the majority of players are going to be doing this. Like, it looks incredible. I have a suggestion for the developers, if you're watching this. Add footsteps sounds and make this walking animation the normal. Oh, that's pretty. Dude, I'm so clenched right now. If there were a jump scare, I'd quit YouTube immediately. You guys would not see another video. I'd have a heart attack. That's terrifying. I'm going in. We're going in. Oh, jittering down the stairs. Imagine there's just like a dude standing down here. After playing around in the fog for a little bit, I decided to take a look at the sunrise. And you can see how freaking beautiful this looks. I was also kind of checking out the camera, the way that it kind of auto-exposes to anything that you look at. Sun looks perfect here, and as I look down towards the ground, you can see the grass starts to highlight. It's a really nice touch. After this, I decided to look at your guys' suggestions again, and a comment left by co-driver Casper said they wanted to see nighttime lighting improvements. So that's what I was going to focus on next. Co-driver Casper wanted to see nighttime and police lights. Maybe make that work. So we probably don't want to start off too dark. We have lights. No fucking way. The whole city's lit. Holy shit. I have to be careful about cursing, but this is crazy. Oh. This looks unreal. In case you don't know, or you don't remember what BeamNG Drive looked like during nighttime before the update, this is what it looked like. And now, this is what it looks like in comparison. Again, 0.38 and 0.39. 0.38 and 0.39. The slight difference there. I've never really been one to care about graphics too much, especially with BeamNG. And usually I would find myself being disappointed about an update like this, but this was needed. This adds so much more to the game. Like, look at the lighting here. It's so soft. The way that I'm thinking about it is, as a driving simulator, lighting and darkness and nighttime and glare in your eyes, fog on the road, that's a huge part of all of it. And that's added to the game now. It's not like they Fortnited the game. It's not saturated or anything. They've done the lighting in a way that it looks realistic. Imagine all the cool maps people are going to be making. Like, all the lights they can add. I'm thinking about doing with a map that I made. This looks so nice. Like, you guys probably don't know what I'm doing, but I'm playing with some of the lights in the world editor. These used to look really bad, but now they look phenomenal. Probably a good idea to try to get the truck in here, because I don't think we've driven once this entire video. Start beaming. Oh my gosh, it looks so freaking good. Like, when you turn the lights on, it reminds me of whenever I was doing a photo shoot with my buddy at night with his vehicle. And when you turn the lights on the vehicle, you can see, like, nothing. Like, everything becomes pitch black but the lights. But take a look on the inside here. Oh my gosh, dude. Night driving is going to be amazing. You can see down in the footwell. Oh, the audio exposure. Got some traffic loaded in. And I can't tell a difference in FPS just by looking at it. Also, co-driver Casper, I know you wanted to see the police car as well. We'll spawn one of those in. But before I show you, this is what one of the police cars looked like in 0.38. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad, just pretty dark, and reflections could probably use some improvements. But once we go to 0.39, suddenly it looks like an entirely different game. This police car, the way that it lights up the surroundings and the car itself, looks phenomenal. Now, I did try to get a shot of the front of the vehicle with the lights on, but I've noticed that the exposure of the camera in the game behaves very similarly to a camera that you would get in real life. Here you're looking at a video of me filming my Chevy Sonic at night with the headlights on. I'm using my Sony ZV-E10 II, and I can set the exposure. Either the lights are going to be incredibly bright, or I can dim the lights, but then you can see none of the surroundings. So I think what's happening here in BeamNG is the developers are trying to get the camera to behave like a camera you would have in real life. They're trying to make the game as realistic as possible. Dude, just look at how pretty all of this is. Like, I don't know how it's going to come through on YouTube with compression and people that are viewing this on their phones. It might look really dark, but here on monitor, if you're playing it, it looks so much more lively. Like, everything's lit up. Like, the game feels like it actually has life in it now. Like, look at this. Imagine every other YouTuber is going to be talking about how pretty this looks. Maybe some complaints about the lighting, which I kind of understand, but I don't know. I like the approach that the developers have taken here. It's got a style to it, but at the same time, it's leaning more towards realism. Like, I imagine while we're driving, we're not going to be able to see a whole lot outside of the light that we're casting by the vehicle. On the outside, where it's dark, that's probably going to be pretty much pitch black. Maybe in the city here, though, it'll be all right, because we can see with the lighting around us. But if we flick the lights on, yeah, it's not too bad. It looks great, though. I wonder what this would look like out in the middle of, like, the woods, though, where you can't see anything. I'm going to show you a direct comparison between the incandescent bulbs in the city versus utilizing the bulbs out in the middle of the woods, where there are no lights around you. Clearly, they look like they've gotten a lot wider or brighter, and that's because there's not a lot of city lights around you, so the exposure of the camera can open up. But that creates a problem, which I'm going to show you here. The car you're seeing now has some LED lights that are equipped. This is the Vivas, and the lights should be brighter, and they are, but visibly they look like they're darker. This becomes even more apparent whenever you go to the city and compare the Vivas's lights to the incandescent bulbs of the D-Series. This is because of the exposure of the camera trying to hide the amount of light that the Vivas is putting off, and it makes everything else around the vehicle look much darker. I know that was a very boring explanation, but everybody's going to be talking about why certain lights are super bright and dim and why the camera looks certain ways, but that's the gist of it. Whenever you take a bright light and you stick it next to a dim light, your exposure is going to say, yo, I want to see what's going on with that bright light, and the dim light's going to be very dark. That's why you get this effect. The force feedback when using a steering wheel feels improved. Oh, they've added the sign reflectors. I didn't think they were doing that on this update. Hold on. Grab my trusty flashlight. Which hotkey was it? There we go. I'm going to show you guys something with the reflectors. So I saw a teaser by TDev a long time ago on this, like a month ago. And I thought it was going to be coming out during like 0.4, but check this out. If I can get my flashlight up here, there we go. So see how the sign kind of like brightens up? That adds, that is so cool. Okay, see, we've got the plates. Oh, they got the freaking plates. That's so awesome. Dude. It sounds stupid, but it adds so much more like graphic. Dude. I can already hear non-BeamNG players watching this video. Like talks with noise. It's just reflectors. It's not that. No, you don't understand. You cannot comprehend it. Oh, it's so freaking awesome. Yeah, reflecting my beams straight into my retinas. Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying this way too much. The tunnels, of course, look amazing. There's so much stuff in this update we're probably missing right now. Like, there's stars. Actually, I'll play some footage for you guys looking at the stars while I'm driving here. Like, they probably look great. I'm gonna do it right after I'm done driving here. If you get a chance to, make sure that you go away from the city to look at the stars. And it is incredible. BeamNG Drive is now a constellation simulator. You can learn about constellations. There's Ursa Minor. That's the Little Dipper. I knew that one. The rest, I have no idea. It's beyond me. Before I get too distracted, the next thing you guys wanted to see were the physics changes. Here we have a comment from CM Bailey TSTC who said they want to see the king of physics getting better at physics. Now, how has BeamNG gotten better at physics? Well, they've implemented drafting, which I have just the idea to prove that it's been implemented. Okay, so Piccolina tops off at 72 miles an hour. We can't go any faster than that. So I'm gonna follow behind the exact same Piccolina, and we're gonna see if we can go faster. While we're waiting for our opponent to arrive, I noticed we've got these little boxes on the sun visor, and this wasn't a thing back in 0.38, so that's been added. I remember whenever they made it so that you could open up doors and hoods and trunks, and I was super ecstatic about that, and that's just adding to it. I love it. Okay, we're up 64, 65, 66, the child's number, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Okay, we're gonna get it. It's going. 73. Okay, we're faster. We are officially faster. 74. Okay, we're sneaking up on them because we're getting closer. So drafting is working. Sweet. Overtake. Dude, we are slingshotting. 77 is what we got up to. And then I wonder if he can go faster now that he's behind us. Okay, so we are losing speed, so he'd have to be bump drafting. So, for those of you who are excited for racing in BeamNG, we do have drafting. And yes, I did test side drafting, which also works. Now, the last thing that I have to take a look at here, I've got a suggestion from Nathan Mahoney, who said they want to see the Cherrier Ardente. They also noted, I love the real-life equivalent of it despite being American and never getting access to the Persia RCZ. Honestly, I don't know what that is. Not a car guy. Okay, how to review car. We have Ardente Pure 190D. A DCT for the transmission. We got manual, no automatics. I probably need a script for this. Okay, I'm willing to bet it's front-wheel drive, front engine, definitely. Okay. Maybe all-wheel drive? I'm gonna bet you it's very similar to the Cherrier Vivas. Everything about this vehicle screamed to copy and paste from the Cherrier Vivas. That's until you start to drive the vehicle and realize that it handles a lot more sporty. This starts to make sense whenever you measure the vehicle. From the center of the front wheel to the center of the back wheel, it's 2.6 meters. And from the left to the right, it's about 1.85. When measuring the Vivas, it was about 0.1 meters greater in length and about 0.05 in width. You can definitely feel this difference on a wheel. As for the vehicle design, I'll let that speak for itself. Before I close off here, I just want to say thank you for watching to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoy the update. Also, thank you to all of my channel members. There's 23 of you, and I haven't posted a video in a long time. Very sorry about that. And hopefully see you guys in the next one. Wow, reaching 22 minutes. Alright, see you guys. Bye.